I'm Ben Ovington.
And I'm Anna Ramsey, and this is HBC's 8 Minutes.
This is HBC's 8 Minute Special Report with your hosts Ben Ovington and Anna Ramsey.
Some of us befriend them, some of us even invite them into our families, our homes. They go to our schools, but who are they? We go behind the scenes and look into the adventures of our local exchange students.
So, we start our exchange student search at the most obvious location we could think of. Yes, the airport. Though, to our surprise, it seemed the whole adventure had started already at a local Auckland school, Whangaparo College, on the Whangaparo Peninsula. We hunted down the action there.
You don't expect what will come to you, no matter what you expect.
Jean and Luca, exchange students from France and Germany, have proven to be a very big advantage in helping students and even the teacher in French class.
A lot of help. Some of the most important things that they contribute is obviously their knowledge of the language. The kids can hear them speaking in the target language, and as well as that they've got a lot of knowledge about the countries, because a lot of the text that we're reading has got information about, for example, I'm speaking about French, about for example French schooling, so they can tell you how things work in a French school and their perspective. So yeah, it's really useful.
Europe and New Zealand is really attractive because it's the opposite of the world.
Yeah.
So
it's just the furthest distance you can go.
Yes.
I just searched for an English-speaking country because I wanted to do it for the language of English. And first, I didn't want to go to England because it's so close to Germany. You just don't have a big cultural difference. Well, you have a cultural difference, but it's not that different because it's still in Europe. I wanted more difference.
We also arranged a meeting with the school's DP, Lisa Ballantyne, who plays a vital role during foreign students' visits.
Obviously the international foreign fee-paying students are more work for us because we have to actually actively market for those students, and we do also make sure that we get homestay families and visit those families, etc. But with the exchange students, we do also need to make sure that although we don't necessarily place the student in the homestay, that we do have somebody checking up that they're happy and well looked after and that type of thing.
I didn't expect anything. I have so many friends who did exchanges, and they were like, oh, I'm so looking forward. I was looking forward to it, but I didn't try not to expect anything, because you can't really say what a country is like before you've been there. You can't say it, and before expecting something completely different, I just thought, let's go there and see what it's like.
it's like my brother and sister, or my sister in USA, my brother in Argentina, and all is different, so you can't make something you don't know. If you're not here, you don't know.
The different cultures and ethnicities of exchange students at Whangaparo College has had a large impact on other students involved with them, benefiting them in many ways. We interviewed Alex, a student who recently befriended an Italian exchange student.
There's an exchange student from Italy who's been here for 6 months. His name's Emmanuel. I became pretty good friends with him, I guess, over the past 6 months. And he's pretty cool. Like, I learned a lot. He started to teach me some Italian. So he started to teach me how to say like, hi, how are you, and what have you been up to and stuff. So I'm gonna keep in contact with him, and hopefully he'll teach me some more Italian. But it's just real cool. Like, I've learned a lot about Italy and like different cultures and stuff. And I guess in return he's learned a bit about New Zealand and our cultures.
Exchange students don't pay fees to come to the school. They do pay normal subject fees like any other Whangaparo College learner would, but they are more about them coming to us to gain the experience of being in a genuine Kiwi high school, and normally one of our learners going to their country in exchange as well to gain experience in the other country. So the families benefit and the students benefit.
I also caught up with Catherine Bolton, a Year 12 learner at Whangaparo College. She, in August, is going to America, Wisconsin, a small town called Cedarburg. I spoke to her about her future year in America.
There's about 50 or 60 countries worldwide that you can go on. You get to choose 3 countries, and I was given my first choice, which was the States. My second choice was Canada, my third choice was Sweden. And a lot of kids get their second or third choices and they're not too happy, but they go anyway. I chose AFS because it seemed, it wasn't more of a company, it was more an organisation that didn't really base it around like just going to school. It was more about the experience and the cultural experience. It's more about learning how other cultures live and how they react. And what I know about the town I'm going to, it shouldn't be too different. It's kind of quite suburban. And it looks quite historic as well. I'm going to Cedarburg, Wisconsin, and it seems to be quite a small city rather than a town.
And as for her family and friends...
She's going to miss them, probably. I'd say I will. Probably the change, like the differences that there are. Like, I know America's quite similar to New Zealand, but it's quite different in the same way.
And as Catherine prepares for her adventure to start on August 12th, I too prepare myself for my departure on August 11th. I too, yes, I'm going to Weymouth, Massachusetts, near Boston, on my own adventure. So I too get to experience that foreign culture as Luca, Jean, and Manuel and all other exchange students experienced here. Now all that's left is some wise words from...
Not always. I think it depends on other students' view of how they're going to get involved. So I think often exchange students are not brought fully in by learners who are in the classroom in the first place because their culture is different, the language is different, students have got their life to get on with and aren't that interested in the new people into the classroom.
And with that said, I can now confidently walk into an American classroom, well, knowing that half the kids may not even be interested in knowing me now. Thank you, Mr. Williams. That brings our adventure to an end for today's episode. I think I must say I've learned a lot about exchange students and the culture, different cultures that are involved and how they affect other students. But I can safely say that my own experience in August is going to definitely show me what it's really like, what it's truly like. But that's for another 8-minute report. You've been watching HBC's 8 Minutes. We now join Ben and Anna back in the studio.
Next time on 8 Minutes, we catch up with a man believed to have a brain chip embedded in his head. That's next week.
Next week, an 8 Minutes team